Director and Senior Consultant in Surgical Gastroenterology at SIMS, Chennai. 5 years ago, Dr. Pata set up a Facebook group for professionals from his field to discuss issues of common interest called Learning General Surgery. Soon enough, this group became the port for call for several others. Currently, the group membership stands at more than 30,000 with requests for admissions climbing every day. He has derived from his own experience of having begun, sustained and successfully run a group, that too a strictly professional one, for more than a decade. It would be interesting to listen to him more about and the group about from Pata Radhakrishnan himself.
Good morning, and I feel privileged to be here talking to you this morning, and I thank Dr. Hemant and his excellent team of workers for inviting me here. I know Hemant for over a decade, and I've seen him grow year by year, and especially the Med-E talks seem to become a lot more scientific, a lot more valuable, and I wish him all the very best, and I hope in years to come he'll do many more and much better programs than what he's doing now. I'm a surgeon by training, and even now at this juncture I see a reasonable number of medical professionals. When I ask them, are you on the Facebook? They say no. Not many are savvy as far as social media is concerned, and they think that they want to preserve their privacy, and they also find that a lot of these social media stuff is for sharing birthdays, wedding days, and picnics and so on. But in due course of time, doctors have realized that lots medical and lots academic that can be done in social media, and that's how I'm here. The Facebook group I had started in 2014 when I had moved from one big corporate hospital in Chennai to a newer one, and whenever you shift from one place to another, you have a lot of free time. And just for the sake of it, I started start a page for surgeons especially, and then you need to invite people to join this group. To invite people to join, you should have a group of friends. Then I thought you should make friends, and then I to just look for doctors and then give a friend request, identify surgeons from all over, and when they've joined me, slowly I pulled them into the Facebook page, and then I had to create some interesting content that will make them stick on. Now this is my topic, and that's me, social media for surgeons. See, the only thing that is constant is change, and as an individual, we need to learn and embrace it, because that's the only thing that is constant. Now, Dr. William E. Kelly, a senior laparoscopic surgeon, once said during one of those important laparoscopic conferences that there is a season for any change and there is a reason for any change. This suggests that as time medical professionals embrace newer technology, namely digital technology. This technology exists for an indefinite period of time before it's finally adopted by the masses at quick speed. For instance, antiseptic hand washing, when it happened in Austria, Vienna, by Ignaz Philipp Semmelweis, people thought it is funny, it's strange, because when he saw that babies are dying, mothers are developing sepsis because doctors are not washing hands, that they have to do some antisepsis, didn't believe him, and it took a while for that to happen. Stapling, for a long time, surgery involved stitching intestines together with sutures, but slowly staplers came in, and it took a while for them to get adopted. For the last about 200 odd years, surgery as a specialty just remained the same: cutting and stitching, make big incisions, remove things which are damaged or unwanted, stitch it back. Laparoscopic surgery took a while to come. There's a keyhole surgery, and now it is taken up in a very big way around the world. Organ transplantation was unheard of till about 40 years ago. Now it is a norm. These are all the things that have a time to get adapted, and digital technology, digital medicine is one another area. Now see the way the digital universe grew in a short span of about 10 years. The number of people taking to this particular media is tremendous and keeps increasing multifold. Now if you see the classic teaching, yeah, if you see the earlier teaching was sort of bedside, and now it's all become very digital. Now, what is social media? Social media is a media where it's having conversations, it's making connections, building relationships, and sharing resources and information, networking, collaborating. And actually it's a platform where connection, conversation, and collaboration taking place in a big way. All that what we thought earlier as sharing celebratory occasions is not just social media, there's much more to it. Now, if you see the internet, the way it has grown so very rapidly, in a minute, a lot of thing happens, because the number of videos posted in the YouTube, the number of questions that are asked in Google, and the number of exchanges that happen on Facebook are just mind-boggling, and these seem to be increasing like anything. Now, Twitter has come in recently, and it's just hit the roof, and now more and more people are taking Twitter. Facebook is the one which I'm going to talk about, is one other media, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. I think almost all of us will be having at least some of these accounts, and be operating these on a daily basis. I don't know how many of us do for professional purposes, a lot of us do for personal purposes, but what I'm going to talk about is something which is professional. Twitter was launched in 2006, not very long ago, after we all were born. And now see the countries which are aggressively into Twitter, and Twitter has got something to do with the written English, which we are not on par with the best of the countries. We are still in the position 6 as far as Twitter usage is concerned as Indians. And physicians took slowly to Twitter, because the initial people who came into Twitter, the ones who are not recognized by any specialty, they thought anything medical discussed is a threat to professionalism, because there's some important information which we cannot share. But so happened that even if a post is deleted from Twitter, if once read and shared, it remains there. It's not possible to completely eradicate any tweet. And then that was what made doctors to hesitate to get in Twitter. The early surgeon tweeters were from a different environment. They didn't try to identify any particular specialty, and initial usernames are these as Kidney Boy, Whole Patient, MedPeds Doctor, and so on. Those are the early tweeters, and then there's some bloggers using Twitter, and one of the early surgeons was a surgeon whose name is Ramona Bates, and her Twitter head is titled "Sutured for a Living," an interesting one, and she started writing about the stories of different patients she's treated. Now there so many organizations have come up with Twitter accounts now. This includes Association of Women Surgeons, Association for Academic Surgery, Plastic Surgeons, Colorectal Surgeons, so many others. There are surgical communities like the lung cancer social media group, and then we have the bariatric group. It's a group of surgeons in bariatric surgery, patients, and then they discuss things to do with bariatric surgery and blow away many myths surrounding it. It is all on the Twitter. So this is how the surgeons and medical professionals took to Twitter, and now we have what's called Twitter Connect, which connect different surgical groups, and the tweet chats and hashtags, which is a very robust method of communicating. Then there are journal clubs, which are Twitter based, and each individual journal will have a Twitter handle, which will going to give the table of contents of the article that's going to come up. Not just that, now there is a tweet count. It can tell individuals that which article is going to be of great significance within 3 days of its publication. And of course there's Twitter Connect. So that is the reach of Twitter, and Twitter hasn't reached that much in India in the medical professionals as much as is done in the West. I'll talk something about Facebook now. Actually, Facebook has got a much bigger involvement by people worldwide than any other social medium. Now, India leads because Facebook is something where you can, it's more of a picture related thing, and to communicate on Facebook you don't need to know any particular language. You can write whatever language you know, either in the same language or convert it to English and write, because language is not a barrier as you see in Twitter. That's how Facebook has become very prominent in India. For that matter, there are many Indians who have more than one single account, and they're very robust in this particular area. Surgeons in Facebook, again, they were worried about professionalism, they're worried about patient privacy, and then of course and about any unprofessional conduct, and can reflect poorly on, because journalists, we are always worried, because if journalists read something which is not right, that's what they catch, that's what we believe, till you said that it is not really true, because they also want good authentic information, which generally doesn't come out so much from the doctor side. I agree, it's time, I think we should work in that direction. I think we all should treat each other as friends to start with. You are not there to dig our grave, or we are not there to not provide you the right information. Now, integrity, accountability, doctors are very bothered about these things. They have a good public image, they have a great image in the society, so they just want to keep it, and they don't want to share any information's privacy. Like, of course, the thing of Facebook as compared to Twitter is you have certain privacy settings here. You can put up material which need not be seen by everyone. You can choose how many of or what sort of a group can see, and that's where Facebook scores over Twitter, and that's how doctors slowly started coming in. And then learning from others' experience is an important aspect of professional development in surgery. Facebook has done one interesting, a doctor in Timbuktu, he has to know an operation that happened in Virginia, US. It will take, in normal course of time, maybe a year. That has to be published in a journal, and this particular doctor in Timbuktu should have an access to the journal to know. Now, this Facebook is a medium where it knows things happening as they are happening. A surgery is happening in Virginia, a doctor in Timbuktu can see it happening, and that is the strength of digital media, which we didn't really tap on. Now, the field of surgery has grown tremendously, both in the number of surgeons and their dispersion across different countries. And now, we surgeons did not travel anywhere, we didn't book tickets, didn't change time zones and all that. You can learn or attend conferences sitting right in our own comfort, thanks to digital media, and it's time we all adapt and accept this medium. Now, Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms have emerged powerful tools for surgeons to keep learning. Now, there's a Facebook group called International Hernia Collaboration, IHC, founded by a gentleman called Brian Jacob, and that is a very robust group now, where people keep discussing about different type of complicated hernia operations around the world, and people learn from each other small techniques, not spending a single pine nor getting out of their house. And that whole technology is transferred to patients just like that, and the social media helps in that. And there's another gentleman named Yusuf Kutsi, who allowed surgeons to share de-identified cases, exchange questions and experiences regarding particular techniques and practices. Large memberships generate numerous online discussions every day, and all surgeons worldwide have access to discussions, and this is tremendous learning. No classroom, no books, no buying journals, nothing. It's just total media. If you're not on Facebook, you don't exist. Is a quote by a medical student. A quote for everyone, as a matter of fact. Of course, things have moved from Facebook to Twitter, but Facebook is one such medium. I'll talk about learning general surgery, for which I'm here today. As I was commenting, in 2014, I changed my jobs and had free time, and I started this Facebook page called Learning General Surgery. Casually, as I said earlier, I need to get members in. To get members in, I need to have friends. I can't just simply pull anyone. Once somebody becomes friend, I have a feasibility of pushing them into this group, which I did. But then once they are in, you need to make the thing interesting for them to be there and bring more. Soon, about 5,000 members gathered in this group, and I started writing daily. I wrote about my days of internship in JIPMER Pondicherry, where I had studied, the difficulties, the troubles, the travails I faced, the sad food we ate in the mess, and the lack of good toilets and so many other things. In addition to how difficult it is to study medicine, it's not at all easy. And the ones who had gone through, Dr. Raman will tell you a little more in detail, is studying medicine and good medicine is definitely not easy. It's very, very big books. I don't think other than lawyers, anybody will have such big books to read. I think by the time a student finishes MBBS, books will weigh a few 100 kilograms, as a matter of fact. Then the training is so very difficult, troubles. Many people, including journalists, don't understand that myself, till about 10 years ago, I was on 24-hour duty. There are many nights I have not slept. Even now, if there's some emergency at 3 a.m. I go, I operate and come back, and 7 o'clock I'm back to work. I don't know how many journalists really lose their sleep over their work. Very few do that. We continue to do that. Ask the intensivist. I think he must be awake round the clock. His whole team will be awake round the clock. People don't realize that sacrifice. They think, oh, the doctors are commercial and make money, which is not really true. We have if you don't have the intrinsic feel, you can never be a good doctor. Impossible. A named doctor, a doctor in a higher position can never be like that. So I was writing stories, and many people identified themselves with those and started taking interest in this group. And then presently about 60 to 70 members asked for joining this particular group. There's a mentor of mine called Professor Girija Dutt Sharma, Professor Vishwanath Reddy. They started taking interest in this particular Facebook group and started writing regularly. Now I started writing again, then we started posting original case reports, because we can't create any story. We have authentic pictures, authentic cases, which are very unusual. You have some case posted from Assam this morning, very unusual case. Whole world will know that there's a patient like, we have about 30,000 members, that there's a patient like this is what the treatment is, and if there's anything not done right, somebody will suggest this is the right way to do, some surgeon from US will suggest, and that's how we all correct ourselves. Now this membership grew rapidly, and one strange day, what I did is there's a option of a group as open group and closed group and a secret group. I made it secret. Once you make it secret, that group is not seen on the Facebook. So that's a mistake. That's when nobody could find it, and it's very difficult to get members in. For 2 years it remained secret. Luckily there was a feasibility of making back to closed group where more people can enter. That's how we could get back to increased strength now. Now we had the first Learning General Surgery conference in 2015. And stalwarts like Professor Samiran Nandi, who is a very renowned GI surgeon, my teacher, mentor, attended as faculty, and we had very novel themes for discussion like the one you have in Med-E talks. Nothing about the science of surgery, about how making of a surgeon, making of a good surgeon, making of ethical surgeon, and so on. And Professor Nandi, who was a very stickler to details, he got up and said, "This is the best conference I ever attended." And he wanted to have similar conferences conducted elsewhere, and the second one is being planned for this year, June, in Chennai. That is Dr. Nandi to my left there, and is one of those very well-known educationists, and that was the meeting which we held in Chennai, and that's the group which worked on making this thing happen. And that's Dr. Girija Dutt Sharma, is another senior surgeon from Sonepat in Haryana, and who's born teacher. Every day he keeps on writing something on the Facebook page trying to teach students the basics of surgery. Now the present membership is around 29,920, about 29,950, increases daily, and at every minute, every day you have, every minute there's, every day there are about 40 to 50 new posts in this particular page, original case reports, extensive discussion by eminent surgeons, a large number of surgeons from neighboring countries like Bangladesh and Pakistan and other countries are involved. We have live lectures every day. For example, if I put my mobile on and put it here, this whole meeting will go Facebook live to the entire group of surgeons across the globe. I mean, that is, and every day we have lectures from Madurai Medical College, we have lectures from somewhere in Delhi, some lecture from some conference in Bhubaneswar, and you know, it is like attending these conferences in sitting in your room and learning new things without really spending on, and this is the strength of this particular Learning General Surgery Facebook page. And of course, anybody has any doubt, even when the patient is in the operating table, you put up a question there, this is what I'm facing, what should, immediately there'll be about 20 answers saying this is how we should do. Some people put their own videos, they'll come live and suggest what to do. It's just hand holding from a distance. Now, there are tremendous member participation and cordial discussions. We are two admins, me and Dr. Giriraj Sharma, and you know, we constantly keep monitoring. This being a digital virtual media, there are a lot of room for controversy, a lot of room for people calling each other names or fighting. All these things happen. We are very, very well known for that. Suppose some rural surgeon puts up something which is not the convention, there are few people pouncing on what nonsense have you done. This is stupid, they should not do. You know, I as a admin immediately had to catch that and I had to moderate it, and if I necessary delete that comment, and if necessary delete that member also. We have done a number of times. We do it almost on a daily basis because we need to have discipline and we need to have certain quality in this particular, we can't fight each other. And that's how the progress increase in membership. And you know, if the last 28 days, 639 people's entry, how should I proceed? We have mentorship program. We have a group of about 40 mentors from this Learning General Surgery. We keep mentoring 10 students each. We start, our academic programs include Let Us Learn Together, and that's a very wonderful thing. I met so many friends for that, but many people made friends with each other in this group, and that's a very nice thing for the country. Conclude by saying that digital media is a very strong media and can benefit tremendously. Thanks.
It is very, very uncommon to have a surgeon having approximately 30,000 people are in touch with him on day-to-day basis. It is very uncommon to have 15-20 different clippings are moving away from his table on everyday basis. We'll give a big hand, and you have done a good job, sir. And anybody would like to join his team, any surgeon, you are welcome anytime. Right? Thank you very much. I call upon my good friend, Mr. Dr. Dilip Raman. Please come to the dais to honor our great Dr. Patta Radhakrishnan. We are honored, sir.